Hey guys, I'm back with another new chapter. As you guys can see, it is World War One, and we are going to get started with the vocabulary. Not too much vocabulary for this chapter. We have a grand total of about 9 words, so nothing too bad. And to get us started, we're looking at militarism, or principle of or policy of maintaining a large military. Most modern-day countries have this or utilize this idea of militarism because we keep a large military. Moving on. Imperialism. We've already kind of studied this in the past, but the policy of extending the rule or authority of an empire or nation over foreign countries. Big example that we have studied in the past, the British Empire, when Great Britain decided to essentially seek territory elsewhere. 13 colonies were started that way, colonies in Africa, and so on. Next up, alliances. A formal agreement or treaty between 2 or more nations to cooperate for specific purposes. Generally, those specific purposes are military, meaning that if one of you is attacked, then the other one will come in and help you out and defend you or fight for you. And as you can see in the picture, that is the alliances that were involved with World War I, or at least got World War I started. Next up, assassination. To kill suddenly or secretively, especially a politically prominent person. The picture obviously is a very famous example of assassination with Abraham Lincoln. However, in reference to World War I, we are looking at an assassination that will essentially start a snowball effect that will take the world to war. All because of one man's death will spark World War I. Next up, nationalism. Devotion and loyalty to one's own country and patriotism. You guys know all about nationalism. Everybody, especially when you hear people talk about America and stuff like that, it's people's pride in their own country. Armistice, a truce or a temporary suspension of hostilities by agreement of the warring parties. So when the two countries decide to actually stop fighting, before a peace treaty is signed, they will sign an armistice, meaning that we are officially temporarily ending our fighting. Next up, reparations. The making of amends for wrong or injury done. Generally, people, when they talk about reparations, are talking about money, getting money. Somebody will pay the other person money to, for any wrongdoing, or pay them back or anything like that. But pretty much making amends for anything that was done wrong to them. Demilitarized Zone. An area in which it is forbidden to station military forces or maintain military installations. The most famous example currently nowadays is the splitting of North Korea and South Korea. Because as you can see in the picture, there's that dark pinkish area, and that right there is where neither side is allowed to have any kind of military operation. Now, outside of it, there's a ton of military bases along the line, but inside that dark pink area, there is allowed to be no military whatsoever. And mobilization. To assemble or marshal armed forces, military reserves, or civilian persons of military age into readiness for active service. What you're going to see with World War I, especially when the United States gets involved, is that men of the age of approximately 18 to 45 will be called for military duty, meaning the draft. They will have to go to the military service if they wish to not be in trouble, legally speaking. Some people, as we'll talk about, will become draft dodgers, as they're called. They run away. But if you are a man between the age of 18 and 46, you are expected to be ready to mobilize and go essentially serve your country at a moment's notice. With that being said, that is the vocabulary for this chapter. So I will see you guys next time.